So, Pipsters, topic of conversation for today, how to properly unwind after work in the most effective way possible without getting too tired or too hammered. Ah, shit. This face. On a weekday, how do you unwind after
There you go.
after a weekday where you
There
have
you go.
work the next day and you have some important shit to do?
There's a number of things you can do. But first thing we've got to do is get a fuel station.
Go to fuel station
Yes.
to put petrol in the car. Oh, he's a happy man. How are you, Reggie?
I'm wonderful.
Your day was good?
My day was busy.
Nice, good. It's good that I was busy.
Yes.
Bro, I'm still hanging from Saturday night.
You're still
The,
hanging?
the whole day, my head is sitting there and I'm cross-eyed. I'm there like,
How?
bro, this left side of my head was pulsing all day.
Okay, I'm gonna put a
Dude,
nice...
I'm not 40 years old that I should be getting a 2-day hangover, dude. This
No,
is
you
this is
should
not...
My hangover was done.
You hear that, fellas?
Mine
Stomach
was done.
efficiency of a healthy, fit rhinoceros. This man is. Hosh. Huh? Strong
Indeed.
man. Guys, do what you need to do to unwind at the end of the day, as long as it does not inhibit you from starting the next day for success. It's all good feeling tired and saying, I'm gonna get fucked off my face and then play video games 6 hours. If that's gonna help the tomorrow's day, What about packing some food for the day after? Making sure your house is clean so when you arrive that evening, there's no worries to be had. Or just making sure stuff for the day is done so tomorrow you start on a clean page. Sitting out, alright, what's tomorrow's to-do list before I even sit down and chill? What do I need to do for tomorrow so my brain can already start subconsciously putting the blocks in place, planting some seeds, and making for a best tomorrow.
It's funny you say that, Monk, because
Damn, son.
I had actually, before I left work, that was one of the first things I did. I've got a little pad, which I'm using for my daily tasks. And it was one of the first things I did just before leaving, is just ensure what I've got set out for tomorrow are my top 3 priorities. The rest of the stuff that I'll get in the morning, the work that will come through in the afternoon, like today, because I've got clients that are going to be contacting me afterwards. It's no problem. So my next sort of step is to see what is my most important thing to do for tomorrow. And so I've listed those 3 things, and now the rest of the tasks that will come through in the morning, they'll be listed on the right hand side. Any sort of notes that I need to make sure that I'm aware of that's happening, i.e. some meetings or other calls that I've got, those will be noted on a separate page. But yeah, like you said, Monk, it's all about ensuring you are looking ahead as well as right now. So efficiency in daily planning, but also this helps with your organization, mental health, and a number of other things.
Reggie, that's insane. Man, guys, our most recent podcasts were on the present, the past, and the future. Episode 10 on the past has come out a couple of days back. Check it out on Patterns in Paradise, official website, as well as Instagram and YouTube. Now, what Reggie just mentioned is profound, because by correctly planning out your tomorrow, as well as reflecting on the day you've had and being in the present moment, this then brings into a tri-combination the 3 aspects of past, present, and future, which happens to be our next podcast to be had.
Yep.
And that would be a profound starting point to practically be able to utilize past, present, and future, is exactly what you just mentioned. How to schedule your day-to-day basis so that you're both reflecting on the past, living in the present moment, but also keeping in mind the future you want to manifest for yourself by planning and getting things together.
Well, that's funny. Again, funny you mentioned that.
Hit it.
It's the same process again with this task planning that I have. It's a little pad, and I'll look at the stuff I've done in the day, as well as the stuff that I've got planned for the next day. So you can actually see me now rather than just the sun. So this little pad, I'll have my tasks listed below. I'll then complete them, hopefully all of them, judging by how busy and how difficult it is to complete certain tasks, whether there's other important stuff that literally takes no other priority, like just go straight through, providing things go well and to plan. Then it's a simple sort of reflection, go through the little list. Okay, what have I done today? Wonderful, I managed to get all of my stuff done. Now tomorrow I'm going to be doing this. Okay, cool. So then you're reflecting on your day, and you're planning for the future, as well as being happy for the present. I know I've done all the tasks that I needed to do today. I might have finished work a little bit later than I should have, but what's 15 minutes, eh? Actually, that just reminds me, I need to sign out. So before we leave, I'm going to sign a little paper that says I've worked today. Otherwise, I might not get paid. No, I'm kidding. Of course I will. But yeah, that's what I was just trying to say, is that reflection on today's work. It gets done in the same time. It takes 2 minutes. 2 minutes of your day to get yourself mentally prepared, happy, and set to fly high.
You know, there's a profound audiobook which I've had the pleasure of listening to. Reg is also on his way to getting hold of it. It's Og Mandino's The Greatest Salesman in the World. And he speaks of, in his 10 scrolls, his 10 abiding principles that every person should try and implement in their day-to-day life. One of which is, I will persist until I succeed. Alright? Now, in essence, it says whenever we are in a situation where we have a task to do, no matter how tired we feel, no matter how willing we are at day's end to go back and chill and rest and relax, what is the value of making that extra 1%? So, Reggie, like you were mentioning, what is the value of, it's an extra 15 minutes of the day to make sure all tasks are done? What does 15 minutes cost in regards to your inner state, where you then become the kind of person in his very identity, in his very core, who does not leave things undone? He who keeps to his promises, not just to others, but to himself. I mean, that's a superpower, dude. That's what they call, self-integrity, surely.
Mm-hmm.
To say, you said you were going to do your work today, it took an extra 15 minutes. Yo, Reggie's the kind of guy to push through that 15 minutes, be it 15 or 2 hours. And that's a workhorse. And that dude is ferocious because he will get stuff done. And he will be relied upon by others to get stuff done. Because people will see the inherent value in you as a person who's willing to go above and beyond. And this is funny because the original title of this whole speech was going to be how we go about still working and pushing even though we're feeling tired and unmotivated. Myself, I'm still hanging 2 days after a crazy party we had. And I'd say my day was unproductive in many ways because I did let the tiredness get the better of me. Lay my head down on the table to rest for 5 minutes. I wake up with this nice red mark on my forehead where my face was up against the wood, lifted it up, daisy eyes, sweating like a horse in the middle of Cafe Nero, and I realized I'd been half asleep for 1.5 hours, and now I have a crick in my neck because I had my head in a funny way. And now I look across the table at me, and there's me drooling on the table, and these 2 cute girls working on the same table. So,
Cute girls, I thought you were being a monk.
I know! It's the worst part! I'm trying to plant good seeds for myself, and all I'm doing is planting weeds everywhere, man. Jesus Christ. So, bottom line, guys, it's even though you're tired, even though maybe the day before was maybe restless for you, what's the value in being able to push on and finding your own way deep inside to push on even though you're not feeling like it, to plan for tomorrow, to set the correct goals for today, to say how do we advance, how do we progress, and how do we make...
That's up to you.
Huh? It's up to
That's
us,
totally
isn't it?
up to you. You find your path, you'll find your happiness.
Find what works for you, guys.
Pray to your inner self.
It's in here, guys. Find your inner self, your highest self, the highest principles that you live by, and see if you can follow that on a day-to-day basis. You might just find some salvation, at least for yourself, and then maybe for others, and then you shall celebrate and do some wacky shit on the weekend. Say yay yay! Ay yay yay! To our boys recently,
Peace out.
peace out, but little Shout out to our boys Foxy, Hermes, Sophos, Chris Pash, Alex Pash, Chris Renegade, as well as we are missing a couple of fellas. Nick, Itsy Music,
Itsy Music, yeah.
Itsy Music, right? And all the other fellas were there that evening, on the lovely evening where good music was made, good party was had, and good connections were made. Fellas, hustle on. See ya.